Wow, I look super red. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to... Actually, before we do this, let's actually clean my glasses so I can see. Doing a reaction without being able to see. Not a smart move. So red. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Demajen Reacts. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Metroid Dread official trailer 2. I've spoken before on the channel about how Bloodborne is my favourite computer game of all time, but the Metroid series is my favourite game series of all time, even though there's not actually that many games in the series. I do include the Prime trilogy as part of that. There's a second trailer for Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread is a game that I pre-ordered as soon as pre-orders became available, and one of the only times I've ever pre-ordered an amiibo. Collector's edition, obviously, for the game itself. Metroid Fusion is my favourite game in the series, which, according to some people, is a little bit controversial, and it's not like I think there's no room for critique with that. There's certainly room in terms of the hand-holding, but it's nowhere near as bad as Zero Mission in that regard. I've had one thing spoiled, unfortunately, for me in this trailer. I know Kraid is in it, but that's about it. So I'm going to watch the trailer, which I've unfortunately had to put off for a couple of days because I've not been really feeling myself. And the thing about reaction videos is that if you can't see a reaction, it kind of defeats the purpose, and I've just not had the willpower to appear on camera. What's going on with my hair either? Anyway, let's watch the video. Oh, this is where she turns up in the previous trailer. No. No, it's not. Hollis? Okay, the Chozo are still around. Was that Chozo warrior that she was fighting? With that, there's Kraid. He big. Going underwater. Ice missiles. Your gun is doing now, Samus. Melee counter. Grapple beam! Grapple beam on vertical surfaces. Grapple beam interacting with the background. Homing rockets. Super missile. Yeah, we're fighting Chozo. Interesting. Oh, that being said... when he got Kraid's belly. Yeah, that looked like there's multiple kind of Chozo encounters there. Samus is getting her ass kicked here. Oh, is this what leads... Is this the abilities section? Which leads to us having our powers removed. And then us waking up like we did in the previous trailer. There was far too much there. My head looks really small. There was far too much there to get through at normal speed. Frankly, very, very fast-paced trailer. Another glimpse of Dread. 5 things you might have missed. I think there's probably quite a lot of stuff that we missed there. I had some thoughts. I had so many thoughts. In Samus Returns, the remake of Metroid 2, wasn't the implication that there was a very kind of warlike faction of Chozo? So is that who these guys are? Because I know very little about the plot. I know Samus is going to a planet and there's those Emmy things. And now there are apparently Chozo there as well. So are the Emmys part of... Are they Chozo tech? Potentially? Let's take a second watch through. stopping and starting as we go. So yeah, this is our first interaction. I like the kind of Egyptian almost design of the Chozo. They've always had that very kind of Horus beaked hawk style thing, obviously because they're bird warriors. I really like the post-fusion suit version of the power suit. I think that's a really cool evolution of it. And this has got you can see where the inspiration for Samus's armor comes from. Her original armor, especially with the kind of deep V-shaped breastplates. That's very kind of original Super Metroid style, chunky armor, which obviously she doesn't have as much of anymore because it's been eaten away or been surgically removed in Fusion, and it's kind of growing back because obviously it's an organic thing. The addition to the big shoulder pads and the very kind of almost churchly or maybe militant iconography, I'm assuming that these sigils are part of the Chozo alphabets. I'm sure we saw, don't we see those in a second actually in the... Yeah, see, we see these kind of cuneiform glyphs on there. What else can we tell from this? So we've got Chozo with the arm cannon there. It looks like on the right-hand side, we've got the ones in blue who appear to be upside down. Falling from grace, being cast out, schism in Chozo society. Is this the kind of emperor casting out? Don't know. And again, we've got the kind of crescent moon thing up in the top right-hand corner, which adds to this kind of Egyptian influence. This is all very kind of ancient Egypt in terms of its approach, which adds a nice juxtaposition to the kind of technological advancements of the Chozo. Creepy music in the background as well. And the slight flicker. That slight distortion. Okay. I've just realised Samus has got an air dash. Samus has got a dash. In fact, Samus hasn't had a dash before. She's had a run. But she's never had a dash. So now she does. Nice clean UI. Like the little kind of image there. Cutting back to this battle between these two. Kraid has been captured and restrained with a collar and manacles. I love... Oh, you can't actually see it because she's behind me. Teeny tiny Samus really gives you an impression of just how bloody huge Kraid is. All the embers and the sparks and the kind of red glow really adding to this situation as well. She ain't scared. I like the way the suit lights up underwater. That's nice and cool. Double jump. Yeah, see, this is there's a lot going on here. Let's slow this down. Because I'm not going to be able to tell what's going on. So it looks like it's got some weird vacuum thing. There's our double jump. Ice missiles. That's crumbling floor. That's looks like that was... Looks like that was some kind of chain reaction style thing. Almost actually like we're getting a little bit of a boost. Maybe there's a kind of bomb boost thing that bashes us through those blocks. That's the melee counter. Here's the grapple beam, which looks very cool. So we've got specific grapple points glowing blue, but we've also got these surfaces, these kind of slick energy blue surfaces that you can attach yourselves to. And also pull things around. This is kind of the ME artificial intelligence thing. So here we've got the ability to lock on. Interesting that the lights are green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I've got to turn all of those off with missiles, destroy them all at the same time before opening this barrier. Got some Chozo stuff in the background here as well. And yeah, the lights blink off when they're being hit correctly. There was a weird lizardy thing there. What else we got? Yeah, this is very much like... I'm going to take a guess that the militant faction of Chozo, that's where what I'm going with, isn't it something to do with the X-parasite has been detected and she's been sent to, or she's gone to sort it out? So the implication is that the militants couldn't get anything done with the Metroids because Samus has wiped them all out, but they have managed to get some X-parasites. Because these don't look particularly like ruins. I mean, yes, the banners in the background are a little bit tattered, and the cracked blocks might potentially indicate that things are in a certain state of disrepair. But I'm kind of getting the impression of a falling empire of militant Chozo rather than, oh yeah, there's like 2 or 3 left. There's the metal of the statues and so on and so forth seems reasonably shiny still. Don't know what that is. Giant roboty thing. Samus using the super missile, blatting him in the head, but him just going, nah, mates. And I think this is when she loses. Yeah, so we're going to fight Chozo in this, which will be interesting because Chozo obviously are agile and speedy, and again, the background here slightly more wrecked. So a big palatial city-like structure that has gradually been abandoned and abandoned and abandoned, I'm assuming through some kind of war. And they've got these warriors stalking through the rubble. Maybe. They're very fast. That was the Spazer beam. Oh, that's the speed booster kicking in. Yeah. And we've got the super dash and we've got some shine sparky stuff going on. Screw attack. Bit of a spoiler for her suit colours, unfortunately. Being punched. We've got your full-on 360-degree aiming. Samus looking a little bit afraid. Running up Kraid's belly. Wonder what she's going to do there. This guy looks odd. And there's things in the background as well, but it's not quite clear enough because this is only a 1080p video. There isn't a 4K version of this, is there? No, of course there isn't. Why do games companies like Nintendo not put out 4K video for their trailers? Yeah, I like the green and purple on this. That's really nice, especially with the slightly lighter pink banding on it. I think this is a really cool evolution of the suit, especially with the kind of green lightning stripes all the way down. I read somewhere that Mercury Steam have put... it is Mercury Steam that are doing this, isn't there? I think. They put a lot of effort into actually articulating the plates in the suit, a little bit like they did for Iron Man in the Iron Man movies, so that they properly move and don't clip through each other, which is always a danger, as they discovered in Infinity War with Thanos. If you've seen the thing on that. Yeah, difficult to tell what's going on here because there's a lot of movement. But yeah, she's fighting... Hold on. Hold on. What is this? It looks like... See, the big dome shoulder pads are very reminiscent of her Super Metroid suit design, with kind of rounded fins rather than the kind of angular ones. But the inside of that is kind of dark and icky and corrupted. is this X-Parasites infested Chozo? Has it eaten away at the Chozo inside and is now controlling the suits, a little bit like the SAX did? Because that would be quite interesting. Or maybe that was just the inside of a really big mouth. Difficult to tell at this resolution. But yeah, you're starting to see her lose consciousness there, and that staring contest between these two. She's reaching out. She's losing. Nice eyebrows. And that moment there is one of two things. That's either the moment that her power suit says, yeah, can't do anymore, or it's a moment where the X-Parasite in her system start doing something. Because they've altered her DNA. And it kind of makes me think that something is kicking in there. Because she's lost consciousness, and then suddenly she's awake again. And it's either her power suit doing something, or it is the addition of the X in her... not the X, the Metroids in her system that are kicking in. Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And it's interesting that it's all kind of computerized. I suppose that ties in with the kind of Emmy thing. That was a really cool trailer with a lot in there. I do feel like her head looks a little bit small. I think it's because she doesn't have this collar on. I think that's what it is. That kind of collar detail there isn't actually on this. Is that from her ship or what? But I do like the kind of almost like muscle fiber style thing for her suit going on. That's a really cool trailer. And shock horror, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in the game. Only a couple of months to wait now, and Nintendo are going hard on the advertising and merchandising for this, which is good to see, because it's been 19 years since Metroid Fusion. So, you know, it's about time we got a new mainline game in the series. There we go, folks. Metroid Dread Trailer 2. They might put out a third trailer just before the game launches. I don't know whether I need to see any more than what we've seen. I feel like that is enough. If they do put out a third trailer, I'd just like it to be recut bits and pieces from stuff that they've already revealed in the first two. I don't really want to know much more than this. Really looking forward to this. Really looking forward to this. I've just realised I've not even commented on the me, the guy that makes the maps for Metroidvania games for a load of guides, didn't comment at all on the map, mostly because I wasn't looking at the map for a good chunk of that. But they've got a much more detailed, more modern map system for this. Obviously, because this game is coming out exclusively on the Switch, it would be a harder game to make a map of. But it's looking like it's going to be a good one. Hope you've enjoyed this reaction, folks. Thank you very much for watching. What things that we have seen in the trailers, or what speculations do you have about the nature of the Chozo and the world that we're going to? Leave them down in the comments below. Theories and speculations only, though. No spoilers. I suppose there's nothing really that we can spoil, yeah. Cheerio! Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.